I don't know if you guys heard about this Hyundai plant raid where they arrested a bunch of people. ICE arrested a bunch of people. Well, this woman is the one who called ICE on this Hyundai plant. We'll talk about the Hyundai plant in a second, but just listen to what she said here. Her justification for turning them in to the Gestapo.
There were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah.
I think there were 432 people arrested, not illegals, quote unquote.
And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked.
So you made their lives better. I see. You solved problems. You fixed things for them by reporting them to the government, who will now put them in detention facilities, maybe never to be seen again. We haven't seen a lot of people again after they've been turned in. And for the record, how do you know any of this? Do you work for this company? Did you work there? Did you put any time or effort into trying to improve conditions for people? The answer to all of that is no. She has no clue what's going on there. I would be willing to bet. And I would put money on the fact that she did not try to better conditions in any way. But let's talk about the raid before we continue her video. I just want to show you what we're going to listen to in a second. U.S. immigration agents arrest hundreds at Hyundai plant, mostly Koreans.
In video released by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Asian workers are seen shackled and getting onto a bus after an ICE raid on a Hyundai Motor car battery facility in Georgia. 300 Koreans were arrested in Thursday's raid. And on Saturday, South Korea's president ordered all-out efforts to swiftly respond. Foreign Minister Chu Hyun told an emergency government meeting that he was deeply concerned by the incident.
Why do you think foreign governments are concerned? Do you think that they believe that these people are going to be treated fairly and that they're going to be, given due process and they can trust the system and all of that? Of course not. Everybody, including the people on the outside of the system, including the people in other countries, recognize what's happening right now and how deeply disturbing it is.
He said the president, quote, emphasized that in the course of U.S. law enforcement, the rights of our people and the economic activities of South Korean investors in the U.S. must not be unjustly infringed upon. Thursday's arrest of some 475 workers, including over 300 Koreans, at the plant near Savannah was the largest single-site enforcement operation in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's history. The special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in Georgia and Alabama said in a Saturday statement, quote, "This operation sends a clear message that those who exploit the system and undermine our workforce will be held accountable." But
these people live in the United States, right? And contribute to our economy and stuff like that. The money isn't just being lit on fire or something, right? These people live here and are under the jurisdiction of the Constitution and deserve and are entitled to legally constitutional protections. But they don't care about any of that, of course.
But the arrest could deepen tensions between Washington and Seoul, a key ally and investor in the U.S. The countries have been at odds over the details of a trade deal that includes $350 billion of investments. At a summit last month, South Korea pledged $150 billion in U.S. investments, including $26 billion from Hyundai Motor.
Straight up disturbing what's happening, and she is to thank for all of it. One more time.
There were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE.
I can't believe she's coming out here and saying this with her face and everything. Tory Branham? Is that it?
But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid.
You have no idea if that's true. You have absolutely no basis for that claim.
Some are being trafficked.
Again, no basis for that.
They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have
their handler?
hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life.
All right, so this is very similar to the Trump administration and their action, quote unquote, against the Department of Education. People like Ryan Walters or whoever from Oklahoma will say, we have really, really low education standards. It's terrible. We're like our students are dumb as dog when they enter the workforce. They can barely count. And so what's the solution according to the Trump administration? Eliminate the Department of Education. Just get rid of it completely. You want smarter students? Get rid of schools is the answer. It's her same logic that she's giving us here. These people are suffering terribly, and what's the answer? Make them suffer worse. Not try to fix things, not improve conditions, not work with, tell them we're going to do something about it if you don't start paying employees better or something. No, turn them into the government, who is going to take them to a facility that we will, never see again. Like, we have no idea where they're even going. All right. I know somebody, we'll put it this way. I know somebody that is very close who's been taken by ICE, and it's been months and we have no idea where they are. They could be dead. They could be in a ditch somewhere. They could have been buried in a mass grave. I have no fucking clue. I don't know. I have no idea. Will I ever know again? Are they in a prison somewhere? This is the behavior of a fascist regime. And to turn in 450 people like that is evil. That is evil. You know, all that Christian nationalists have been talking about, how they are treated like Jews in Germany, how they're constantly made fun of and all of that, like Jews in Germany. Or, those anti-vaxxers who like to say, I'm treated just like Jews in Germany because I don't want to get vaccinated. You know, those types of people? We really are, not we, I guess, the United States really is treating people like Jews in Germany. There really is ethnic cleansing taking place in the United States right now. There's ethnic cleansing happening right now. And you just contributed to it. You just added to it. You facilitated that. I'm sitting over here in my house ready to take people in if the opportunity arises, if the need arises. I've mentally prepared myself for this. I'm ready to hide people if that situation comes to be. What would you be doing in Germany? Tory Branham. I think we know exactly what you would have done in Germany. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this video, or I'm sorry, this footage, this image. This is a Jewish woman running from Hitler Youth in Germany, running for her life because they were attacking her with baseball bats and clubs and stuff. What would you be doing in this situation, Tory Branham? She would have been the woman that outed her. She would have been the one that told everybody about this person. She would have been the one to blow the whistle and call the Gestapo and do what they call denounce her as non-Aryan. And she's on here bragging about it.
Have no quality of life. Modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well,
that is literally what they just did.
Guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people, because when they came here, they thought they were...
Politicians have screwed these people, so I'm going to screw them even more. Yeah, genius. That's a fantastic idea. You're a thinker, Tory. You're a thinker.
They thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star.
What kind of a delusion do you have to live in to think that this is how immigrants or refugees are living? That you think that they're going to come in here and live in 5-star hotels or whatever? What are you smoking?
Hotel, and that's just not how it is.
No, it's not how it is.
Just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just...
This is just bullshit. All right. The vast majority of immigrants that are in the United States, or that were before Trump started his insane nonsense, didn't come into the United States under Biden. Roughly the same number of immigrants came into the U.S. under Biden as came in under Donald Trump's first term, give or take. This is just fictitious trash. You know what this is? It's an excuse that she tells herself to sleep at night.
look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Saving their lives in the long run. That's how you sleep at night, huh? That's what you tell yourself. Absolutely unforgivable. She is a collaborator. And when the pendulum swings, people, Democrats take positions of power back, and people go to prison for what they've done. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, whoever else, J.D. Vance, whoever. When that happens, when Trump dies, God willing by natural causes in 50 years, whatever, whenever that happens, and the pendulum swings, Democrats take control, and all of those people go to prison, you're going to be marked as a collaborator that you are. You know what they did to collaborators in France after World War II? Women who slept with German soldiers during World War II, do you know what they did? If a woman was accused of, or if she slept with a German soldier, after France reclaimed their territory, they shaved their head and painted a swastika on their forehead. So they would forever be marked, so we knew who they were. Here's them shaving the woman's head again. Here's another woman having her head shaved, so everybody knows who you are. We're going to remember Tory Branham, and I hope no harm comes to you. I'm not saying that at all. I don't want anybody hurt. I am a complete pacifist, but I'm not going to forget. I'm going to remember what you did, and I hope everybody else remembers too. Just so that we're clear what you brought on these people. Apparently, this woman was in the Hyundai raid, and she hid in the ceiling for 6 hours from ICE. I have my wife here who knows a little bit of Spanish. I'm hoping that maybe we can kind of make our way through what she's saying as we go. Welcome.
Hi.
She's hiding in the ceiling from ICE. And that woman said she called ICE to protect these people.
Today, on September 4th, ICE came to the Hyundai in Savannah. Something along the lines of they have the building surrounded. And so we're just going to hope that they're going to pass. Or can you go back to the last one? So I think that this is more of just we're going to wait and see what's going to happen. Sorry, I am rusty. I apologize.
That's okay. It's useful to have a little bit of information.
I haven't heard anything.
She's hiding in the ceiling at this Hyundai.
Nobody should be forced to feel like they have to go to these extremes. Like, this is inhumane. Like, nobody should be putting this woman in this position.
And I brought you in after, but in the previous section, I played a woman saying she was the one that called, and she called ICE on them because they were being mistreated by Hyundai, and she was doing them a favor.
That's sick.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, here she says she heard a helicopter.
6 hours.
Helicopters above, I believe. I'm not sure. So she's saying that 2.5 hours have gone by. And she's there. No. Go. Okay. It's not that she's there. It's. I think she's referring to ICE. She's saying that ICE is here and they're all around, and they're close. She's been hiding for 6 hours.
Espérame en la entrada de aquí afuera, da la vuelta así. Atiento a la esquina.
Any idea?
I think someone was waiting for her at the entrance of the Hyundai Center. And I think she's referring to ICE, that they were all over all over the building, all outside, everywhere.
En toda la esquina, ya vi tu carro, te estoy revisando las casetas. Dale.
There we go. That was the last piece, I guess.
I'm tripping up over escondido. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
She's saying that they have to just wait. They have to be hopeful, I believe, that someone will do something or other. I apologize. It has been a very long time since I've spoken Spanish regularly, so I'm incredibly out of practice.
No, that's fine, but just so you have a little bit of context, this is the woman that called ICE on him.
There were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site.
That's okay. First off, that's really disgusting, calling somebody an illegal. Like,
yeah,
that's inherently dehumanizing. You're reducing someone down to an adjective. Like,
literally hiding in the ceiling.
You can't sit there and say, oh yeah, there's a bunch of illegals here. Like, no, there's human beings there who apparently this woman created the situation in which people were forced to hide, take extreme lengths to hide to maintain their own safety and liberty. Like, if she's gonna sit here and be proud of that, she's the worst type of human being.
Yep.
Yesterday near Savannah, and I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE.
Her eyes are gleeful.
Yeah, and I already went through this, but she basically goes on to make excuses for why she did it.
There's no excuse. No, it doesn't matter what you think you're doing. The fact of the matter is that a woman like this, she would have been complicit with the Nazi regime.
It's exactly what I said.
She is sitting there and reporting her community members and her neighbors, the people who make up her kids' friends. And, basically, how dare you subject your community to terror, all because you are filled with hate.
I said this and pointed this image out, this famous picture. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is a picture of a French woman after France was liberated from the Nazis. All the women that had German soldiers for boyfriends had their heads shaved and swastikas painted on their foreheads for that. And I said, God willing, nothing bad happens to this woman. I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in any violent action, but people are going to remember her. Mm-hmm. People are going to remember her when everything falls apart and the pendulum swings.
And one day she is going to have to live with herself for this. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I have seen the effect of cognitive dissonance on people who are waking up from the MAGA regime. It for a lot of them, from what I've seen, it's an unbearable cognitive dissonance. It causes acute pain. And I hope that she has to live with that the rest of her life, knowing that she brought down terror on her community because she couldn't get over her hatred.
She deserves to understand that fear anyway.
And you said that she justified this because Hyundai was engaging in bad business practices.
It goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left.
This is just all complete nonsense. This is all lies.
Two things can be true at once. You can have a business that is taking advantage of the fact that we have basically the worst immigration system in the world, in that we don't let anyone in. There's a 30-year waiting list. That's horrific. And there will be businesses that use that to exploit people. That can be true. And it can also be true that there is nothing that gives you the right to inflict terror on the people around you. She's not acting here out of concern. If she was acting out of concern, she would be engaging in advocacy to, one, try to change the immigration process so that people have an avenue. Two, really try to advocate for stronger human and civil rights enforcements in this country, so that regardless of your immigration status, you can feel free to assert your rights without fear of retaliation. And three, she could be doing advocacy and being part of the solution towards the exploitative business practices that happen under capitalism. She's basically using any justification she can come up with in order to live with herself in the knowledge that she essentially called the Gestapo on a bunch of people who are just trying to get through their day. And I am sorry, I'm not. There is nothing that justifies her behavior. And you can tell that she's not too torn up about it in this moment, because she still has that gleeful look in her eyes, though she's proud of what she did.
She's a monster. She's going to be remembered as such. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments.